What's up, guys? That is the Manticore LR7 you're looking at, made by Quad Monsters right there. Trying to get the whole thing in the frame here. So you can see it has a huge wingspan. Just did some quick measurements. My ruler barely made it, but it is 300 millimeters corner to corner here, and about 187 front to back, and 237, let me double check that, across. It's pretty far. Yeah, 237 going across the backside here. So in this configuration, it is definitely super wide, H style, squish style. What is cool about this frame is the arms can be changed around, and all you do is flip the arm over and it will become a stretch X. So this thing can be a long range cruiser, freestyler. It can also be a maybe put some bigger motors on here and do some crazy fast flying with this guy. But just want to show you guys a quick size comparison. Here's one of my favorite quads right here, Armaton Chameleon, and as you can see, it's tiny compared to this guy. Back up a little bit so you can see how much bigger this is, and it's pretty intimidating, the size of it, because I haven't built anything this big. The 5-inch is a lot smaller in comparison when you look at this, and those big blades right there. Alright guys, here we go. We got a better view. I want to break all the parts down real quick. Let's start here in the front. One of my favorite parts of the build here are these T-Motor Pro 2s, and these are 1600 kV. So I'm looking for long range and flight time on this. So I went with these motors suggested by the Quad Monsters crew. I want to thank Eamon. Thanks a lot for all your help and information on building this guy. And also these HQ props here. These are the 7 by 3.5 by 3 V1S. They're huge, as you can see, but the pitch isn't so steep, which is great, so that it's not so aggressive and killing those motors or the batteries. Get some longer flight times out of them. And as you can see here, I ripped my electric tape there that I had help holding that down, but I'll tell you guys about that later. On the front here we have the Micro Eagle, and the TPU mounts that come with the kit are made for 19mm size cameras, and this is an optional Session 5 mount that they print also. It does not come with the kit, but these do come with the kit, and this rear TPU piece, and there's also a crossfire style antenna mount that comes with it. Continuing on with the parts here, we have the Pyro Drone F4 and the Icon 35 amp 4-in-1 ESC, and right in here we have the R9 Slim. I know there's I think a Slim Plus coming out, not yet, but it's coming out soon. But all they had was an R9 Slim, and that's what I chose to go in there, along with the R9 module in my radio. It's over here. It's already all set up in the back of my QX7S here. So definitely gonna look for some long range. Not sure how far I'll get, but this is definitely set up just to cruise. And then we have the VAS Ion LHCP here. For now, I just have those antennas going through the included regular antenna mounts here. I might get the TBS Immortal T antenna, but first I'll have to test the range and everything. This here is just a 1000 UF capacitor that I put the Quad Monster sticker around, so just to represent the frame, because I'm covering up the QM that's underneath the battery pad here. But let me lift this up real quick. You guys can see under there and the way they cut it is really nice. It's not just circular cuts, they're like honeycomb style cuts, and the carbon fiber on this frame is really nice. Last component before I talk about the frame is the AKK X2 Ultimate under there, and they make another one that's mountable to the 30x30, but there's a nice little vertical piece of carbon fiber that gets sandwiched between the top and bottom plate there to mount you know, a receiver and a VTX, which is pretty convenient, so they're not stacked on top of each other. And when you pull this off, you can access everything very easily. So that's pretty much it on parts, guys. Recently picked up some Session 5s to try out on this thing, hoping to get a Hero 6 mount for it soon. So as far as the frame goes, quick specs, 4mm arms, or just over 4mm when I was measuring with my calipers, and every other plate is basically 2mm. The top plate, the bottom plate, and then there's these two supports on the bottom right there. Now you guys might wonder why I have those nuts on the outside, because they certainly look cleaner on the inside. But the reason I did that is, while I was building it and putting everything in, when I was soldering in the motor wires here, once you got everything laid in right there, it's hard to see, those nuts would be right there, and it would be really hard to get a nut driver in there instead of, let's say, just a 2mm hex head screw. So if I did break an arm, I could get it off without killing all my nice wiring in there. Oh, I forgot, guys, inside there's an LED mounted on top of Sergio's little picture there. And a Hellgate buzzer right there, you guys can see it, and just a normal beeper on the other side that's just soldered right to the beeper points on the FC. I think that's it on parts. Sorry about that, guys. So overall, the frame itself is just really well thought out as far as the design, and wherever they're getting this carbon from, it's gorgeous. There's no chamfering done on the edges, but it's not sharp at all anywhere. So everything feels good. I didn't have to sand anything. And going back to this choppy there, I was doing a test hover, and me being a noob, you know, I never had a flight controller like this, and this one's, you know, meant to be pretty on top, like all flat. I thought that was the top, and of course I mounted it that way so all the wiring looked nice underneath, and I thought that was the right configuration, and I kept on trying to test hover it, and the thing was flipping out on me. So my buddy Tony in California reminded me twice. He's like, "Did you check the orientation of that FC?" And I said, "Yeah, I did," but I swear I didn't hear him. I don't know, I don't listen half the time. So all it was a simple switch the orientation at 180 degrees on the gyro setting, because I guess that's meant to be the bottom, because when they ship it to you, that's set as bottom, and the bottom is the top. So I think this happened from that, because I've hovered this in the house, which didn't last very long because it flipped out. Ugh, scary. And then I did it out front. So, but I did post on Instagram the first successful hover in the middle of the night the other day. So the only other thing about this frame, guys, is the cool factor. It looks amazing, but this here is just an innovation for me. Like, I like how you can just flip this, and I'm gonna pop up a picture on the screen of what it looks like. Super stretched X. So that's pretty much gonna cover it, guys. I just did a little bit of extra, put some of those tiny LEDs, all green, and there's one on that side, one on that side, and then I put a double on the front. There he is. Sorry about that. And then one more LED there on the on top of the flight controller. Almost forgot, guys. This is the battery I'm running. Couldn't find anything available, but this is what I ordered that was available. And these are the Turnigy Nanotech 2200 milliamp 4S packs, and they're quite large. Here's a CNHL pack that these run huge, as you guys know, and that's the Turnigy 2.2 next to it. Alright, let's go out front and fly this thing. Alright, sure you guys can see that, hopefully. Doing some little bit of landscaping here. I think this is going to be the best spot.
You turned me on.
Yeah, everything's
System
looking
on.
okay.
Ready to fly. Oh, do that again.
Alright, here we go, guys.
You turned me on. System on. Ready to fly.
Before I take off, I can't hear it from back there. I was trying to show this on Instagram, but that thing is silent. It's idling right now at default, I think 4.5%. So here we go, guys. There we go. So you can see those 7-inch props lift this thing up pretty easily. As far as torque, probably not gonna have much torque. Get a shot of those LEDs under there. I can see the double up front, so I can tell where I'm at night. There's no tune on here, guys. Whoa. Definitely needs a tune. So it might be jittery a little bit if I do flips and stuff, but that battery is full, so let's do a punch out. Let me get prepped here in 3. I haven't done a punch out yet, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Didn't go too high. Never been up that high with it. It's intimidating, guys, I'll tell you that. Right off the bat, I can feel the being used to 5-inch and less, they're a lot snappier, quicker, because they're just smaller. So this thing is feeling really heavy and slow compared to those, relatively. Do one more punch out. 3, 2. Oh, hold on. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, God. Feels different catching something this big, guys, compared to the 5-inch. Just try some quick flips here. Whoa. Yep, definitely needs a tune. I have not flown this FPV yet. Wow. You guys can hear the difference. Something this big. It's definitely something new. It's definitely pushing a lot more air, boy. Whew. Feels really good, guys. These are my rates on here, but the PIDs are stock. Oh, that is butterfly on there, by the way. Let's do some close to the ground punches here. Yeah, very heavy. Relatively heavy. So yeah, I'll definitely have to catch this thing sooner when it's, you know, dead drop into the ground on a power loop. But definitely feels real nice. One more higher punch out, guys. Last one before we wrap it up. 3, 2, 1. Very sluggish, huh? Woo. It's like catching something much bigger. Catching a little 5 or 3 inch or 2.5 inch quad is so much snappier. So it's gonna take some getting used to. Whoa! You guys felt that? I felt it. See if I don't wipe out here. I always can never land. You can do it. You can do it.
Oh, do that again.
What? I hope I caught that on video. Alright guys. Success on the hover. That's the most I've hovered this guy, and it was pretty intimidating. I got pretty close to my face there that one time, but it felt great. It just a lot heavier to catch it. I guess, you know, these are long range style motors, low KV, low pitch prop. Of course it's gonna feel that way, so I was kind of expecting it, but just when you actually do it, it feels way different, because when it drops you gotta throttle up way ahead of time to make sure you catch it. So real quick, in there, that Hellgate I showed you guys, it's pretty cool because when you plug it in, ooh, scary thing. Just hold this thing down, but radio's on, so we're good. But I'm just gonna unplug and show you guys. You'll get a little chirp after, continuing chirp right there. You can hear it.
Telemetry lost.
And then you replug it in real quick to get the Hellgate buzzer to actually turn off, because that's emulating a crash. Check out Gail Krummer's video. He did a cool example and full review of the Hellgate, and it's a little pricey, 30 bucks, but you know what, if I lose this thing way out far and I can't find it the day I lose it, hopefully that'll save me and save my quad one of these days. I plan to get more for my other quads. So alright guys, appreciate you joining me. One last look at the Manticore, and she's doing great. I'll get some flight footage of this in HD, and I'll have the Eagle FPV footage along with the HD with it too, so you guys can see how it is. And definitely check out their website, quadmonsters.com, and lately they've been a favorite. I think I bought 5 frames. I've got two more to show you guys. It's a Rock 225 Race Edition. It's basically a big version of the Rock Ultralight that I have, and also a Rock Ultralight, the 190 size, the 4-inch prop size. Alright guys, stay tuned for that. The R9 module is doing good. I will bump that up. I think I only have 10 milliwatts going right now, but I will definitely bump that up to 50, 100, or up to 500 when I go out in the big field. So I will have that footage out soon, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. Happy Friday. Get this uploaded and it's still Friday. It will be great. So have a nice weekend, guys. I'll catch you soon. Be safe and keep on flying. Take care.